Welcome to this explainer from Divine Role. Our whole mission here is to spread awareness. So today, let's dive into some of life's biggest questions. Have you ever just stopped and wondered, where did I come from? What am I even doing here? And where am I going? We're going to explore a kind of roadmap of existence itself to help us find our own unique place in it all.
The poet Rumi just perfectly captured this question that I think we all feel deep down, right? It's that nagging feeling, that little whisper in the back of your mind that asks, is this it? Is this all there is? It's a really deep human yearning for meaning, for a sense of belonging, a sense of home.
So, is this your question too? I mean, if you've ever felt kind of lost or had that quiet ache inside, like you're searching for something more, or maybe you just feel this inner turmoil, even when on the outside everything looks totally fine, then you are in exactly the right place. That feeling isn't a mistake, it's a signpost, and today we're going to learn how to read it.
Okay, so let's get into it. Why do we feel so lost sometimes? I mean, we live in an age that is literally overflowing with information. We have more knowledge at our fingertips than any other generation in history. And yet, that deep sense of inner peace often feels just completely out of reach. So what's going on here? Well, some ancient wisdom traditions have a name for our current time. They call it the Age of Kali, which is basically the age of confusion. And to get what that means, imagine that reality is this giant, complete picture, but we can only see about 25% of it. So with three-quarters of the truth veiled from us, it becomes incredibly difficult to tell what's really good for us from what's just another distraction, right? So here's the really crucial point. All the struggles we face, that inner pain, that constant feeling that something's missing, the challenges with our health or in our relationships, these are not punishments. No way. Think of them more like alarms set by the universe. They're these gentle but persistent signals telling us that, hey, you've kind of strayed from your true path. Okay, so if our struggles are a sign that we're lost, then to find our way back, we're going to need a map. And this particular map, well, it starts at the very, very beginning of everything, with the story of creation itself. So, before there was time, before there was space, there was just this single unified consciousness, God. And this consciousness, as the saying goes, was like a hidden treasure. It held all this infinite potential, and it had this deep desire to express itself, to experience and to know itself. And that desire, that was the spark that lit the fuse for all of creation. So, according to this view, this divine impulse sent a vibration, a sound, out into the void. Some spiritual traditions call this first sound Om. And what's wild is how much that parallels the scientific idea of the Big Bang. This incredible sound then just burst forth as this one massive light, the very foundation of everything that was to come. Now, from that single light, three fundamental forces emerged. You can kind of think of them as the engine of the universe. You've got one force that creates things, another one that keeps them going, and a third that clears away the old stuff to make room for the new. Creation, preservation, and transformation. It's this constant cosmic dance. And what's so fascinating is that you see this idea of a trinity, of these three forces popping up all over the world across totally different times and cultures. You see it in Hinduism with Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. You see a similar pattern in Christianity with the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. It's almost like all these different cultures independently tapped into the same fundamental truth about how reality works. It's pretty amazing. And this leads to such an important point, a real game changer. The destructive force, what we may call darkness, isn't the enemy of the light. It's actually an essential part of it. Just like you can't have day without night, this force of dissolving things is what creates the contrast, the challenges, and ultimately the space for new growth to happen. All right, so you've probably heard creation stories that talk about it taking 6 days. Well, in this framework, that's not talking about time. It's actually referring to 6 different realms or dimensions of consciousness, and each one gets a little denser than the last. So let's take a look at these realms and, most importantly, figure out where we fit into this whole cosmic picture. Okay, think of it like this. Creation is like water vapor that condenses into rain, and then that rain freezes into ice. It starts at the most subtle, lightest level, Lahut, the realm of pure spirit. Then it gets a little denser in Jabarut, the world of divine ideas. It keeps condensing into Malakut, the realm of energy and patterns, until finally it crystallizes into Nasut, our solid physical world that we can actually see and touch. But here's an idea that might just blow your mind. Even though our bodies are right here in this physical world, most of us aren't actually living here. Our attention, our consciousness, it's somewhere else entirely. We're often trapped in what you could call the realm of the mind. Now, this isn't a physical place, it's a state of being. It's that constant voice in your head, right? Always replaying regrets about the past or spinning up anxieties about the future. We get so busy thinking about our lives that we completely forget to actually live them. So I want you to really think about this for a second. When was the last time you truly saw the sky, or really felt the rain on your skin, or just noticed something beautiful around you without your mind immediately jumping to something else? See, that disconnection from right here, right now, that's the root of feeling lost. And it means the very first step on our journey home isn't some big complicated spiritual thing. It's just coming back to this world, to the present moment. So the big question is, how do we find our way back? How do we get out of that fog in our minds and back onto our true path? Well, the journey begins by remembering a mission, a kind of secret contract that we chose for ourselves before we were even born. The idea here is that, on a soul level, before we ever came into this life, we consciously chose the entire blueprint: our parents, our circumstances, even the challenges and the talents we'd have. Everything was perfectly selected to equip us for one-of-a-kind mission. And this mission, this is your divine plan. It's not some fate that's just forced on you from the outside. No, it's a sacred promise that you made to yourself and to the universe. It is the core reason you are here. And when you start to find and live this plan, your whole motivation in life shifts. You stop chasing external pleasure, which is always fleeting, right? It never lasts, and it's always followed by some kind of pain or disappointment. Instead, you start to experience an internal, unshakable state of bliss, a deep sense of purpose that doesn't depend on what's happening on the outside. So let's bring it back to those alarms we talked about at the beginning. The pain, the dissatisfaction, all those struggles. When you look at them from this perspective, you realize they're not random at all. They are loving, urgent calls from the universe, trying to guide you back to the path that you chose for yourself, back to the beautiful mission that is patiently, always waiting for you. Rediscovering your divine plan is, without a doubt, the greatest adventure you will ever go on. It's the journey from confusion to clarity, from suffering to true bliss, and from feeling lost to finally coming home. So if any of this is resonating with you, we'd love for you to continue the journey with us. Go ahead and subscribe to Divine Roll for more guidance, and please like this explainer to help this awareness reach other people who might be searching for it. And before you go, just take a quiet moment to reflect on that question on the screen. Just remember, you are not here by accident. You have a purpose. Thank you so much for exploring it with us today and for taking this step on the path to discovering your own unique divine plan.